Welcome back to another episode of Sammy and Marissa's Husbands. Lovely Sunday we got going on, watching some football. Go over the agenda, talk about, what's been going on. Athlete segment, a little football, a little bit baseball, a little basketball, random questions, and Pat's peeves moving into closing comments. So really, man, like, what's been up?
Honestly, this week has just been doing Wes's job because he decided to take a vacation.
Yeah, I saw that. He's doing a lot of losing from what I have noticed.
Yeah, it seems like he went down there to Florida to go on his cruise, and Mike just gave him whoppings that would look like a Dave and Buster's.
It looked like a Dave and Buster's. It did look fun. It looked like they had a good time, but it can't be too much fun when you go to celebrate your birthday and just get absolutely shellacked the entire time.
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of embarrassed for him, but he's going up against the AW.
That AW blood just is different.
What do you expect?
He's probably known out there on that Dave and Buster's. He's probably on a leaderboard somewhere.
Oh yeah, the Dave and Buster's, Huey Magoo's. What else is he? The massage parlor.
The massage. He might be banned from the massage.
Yeah, how many times can you ask for extracurriculars before they throw you out?
Oh man. Oh man. I'd like to see the percentage of his paycheck going to that place.
Oh God, it's probably egregious.
All right, dude. Well, some current events, right? Hurricane Helene, is that how we've been saying it? It's not Helen, right? Helene?
Yeah, I think the E at the end makes it Helene.
Helene, yeah, that checks out. Um, it was a little bit more than I expected. So, you know, I'm 2 hours west of Atlanta, a little southwest. Usually hurricanes aren't a big threat to us, so it's not something we have to really think about. But the way that this one kind of came up through the Gulf and then turned, hit that little panhandle of Florida, they were talking like we were going to get hit pretty bad. Thankfully, it moved east, more east than they expected. We got like the western portion of the storm, which wasn't that bad. Some rain for sure, but we never actually lost power. The river never overflowed, which would have been terrible if that happened, because like I said, that thing's in my backyard basically. Um, but then it went northeast, hit like Tennessee, the western part of North Carolina, and some crazy stuff is going on out there. Like whole houses floating down rivers and stuff. Like,
405 roads are closed in Western North Carolina.
dude, that is absurd.
Like whole, you can't get to Asheville except by air, like by a helicopter, which is insane. Obviously, you're not concerned about hurricanes being 6 hours from the coast.
No, you don't even think about that stuff.
And then,
I
but
saw,
I have heard, and this could just be a liberal conspiracy, that because of climate change, it's intensified storms.
yeah, I mean, warmer waters bring harsher storms. That's just a fact. Um, and it was a hot summer, so that very well could have done it. I did see a sign, like a clip that went viral on Twitter or something like that, that said Western NC closed, which was the craziest thing I think I've ever seen on a highway sign. Just
Yeah,
Western North Carolina closed, all of it.
which very strange, obviously, because we've grown accustomed to hurricanes
Yeah,
and are more prepared than obviously a mountain town.
right. I think
And
they
I,
just got so much water so fast that just the infrastructure couldn't handle it.
and I heard that there were drought conditions beforehand,
Yeah, and that just makes things worse.
so the ground can't absorb the moisture as well. And being in, mountain valleys, it's almost like a perfect thing for landslides and shit. The whole roads are washed away and pretty bad.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like there's some other storms that are popping up that very well could take the same path, which is pretty scary.
Yeah, it's I'm obviously I'm glad we didn't get hit by it just because of what just happened, Carolina Beach, Brunswick County.
Mm,
But I mean, it's like take a fucking break, Mother Nature. You just
yeah,
hammered. There's, I mean, I'm sure the death toll went up, but there were like 45 people that died.
yeah, it's
And
bad.
I think in the first couple of days, so who knows what it's up to now? And it's it's insane.
Yeah, and I mean, selfishly, we're thinking a little bit about our trip. Is it going to be canceled? Did the house get affected? All that stuff. Obviously, that's the last thing our Airbnb host is probably thinking about is if we can take our trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what
Um,
about our vacation, bro?
but I did get a message from the Airbnb host. FYI, we are unaffected by the storm. We have power, just debris to move.
Okay.
So good news. Um,
Bad news. We won't be able to get there because there's no roads.
yeah. So you're not getting your money back unless you have a helicopter.
Yeah.
That'd be some shit, right? Yeah, sure, your vacation's still on, but you can't get here. So yeah, sucks to suck.
Yeah, sorry. But better start hiking.
Suck really bad.
Yeah,
Um,
fucked.
but yeah, on to some more happy news, I guess. Me and Sam went to Beer and Wine Fest this weekend in Columbus. Pretty fun, not as big as the Beer and Wine Fest that happens in Wilmington every year, which I did look that up, and it's the same weekend that we're doing the Fringe trip. So I was thinking about us coming up for that, but obviously we'll be in Banner Elk unless there's any more hurricanes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than willing to go there if the trip gets canceled. So
Yeah, that'd be fun.
if trip gets canceled, just come up here. We'll do that, and then we'll go to like Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, yeah. So Plan B, that'd be a good Plan B. Um, but yeah, that was fun. We've been to Beer and Wine Fest a couple times, so we knew better than to show up without our snack necklaces. And of course, we didn't do it. And I was jealous of all the people walking around with their little pretzel necklaces and all that stuff.
I've
Um,
never done the snack necklace. I always just go in raw.
I've never done it either, but I'm always jealous. And like I said, I knew better. I was like, I know that we should bring a snack necklace, but like, I don't know what this is going to be like. Like, truthfully, I had no idea what to expect because it was inside. It was like an inside outside thing in a courtyard. So I was like, there's no way it's going to be as big as the Wilmington one is. And it wasn't nearly as big. There was probably 20 vendors compared to the 200 vendors that are at the Wilmington one. But it's the same concept, the all you can drink. They had like a Publix tent that was out there handing out like bags of chips, which was a cool concept, I think.
Is Publix Georgia based?
I think it's
Because
Florida based.
I just remember the marathon we did was a Publix marathon too.
Oh yeah, now that you say that, I think it originated in Florida. Um, but I think it moved its way up through. We definitely have Publix here. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. But they sponsor a lot of stuff. Publix is a good grocery store.
Great subs.
They got pub subs are elite.
Yeah, you're right. It's headquartered in Florida.
Yeah, that's from what I remember. Um, but who knows, man? Also, we graduated our class Friday, so I'm off work for a while. I'm back to playing Xbox at, you know, 1 p.m. every day. So I hope you guys are looking forward to those snaps. Um, but since we graduated our class, we do some like the last week we do some like social events. Some of it got kind of canceled because of the storm. So they didn't do their like formally. We just kind of basically had a barracks party and drank. And there's this every class I connect with certain students, just based on experiences and stuff. And there's this one kid that's from North Carolina, so we had that in common. He was in my platoon. Um, he grew up in like the Raleigh area. He went to school at ECU. He's about my age. Um, and we got talking about, basketball after a few beers and stuff like that. And he played basketball in high school and stuff. And we were talking about club and all this stuff and how I played at UNCW. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I know some guys that played club at UNCW. And I grew up with them." And I was like, "Oh yeah, who?" He's like, "You know a Pat George?" And I was like, "Pat George doesn't really ring a bell." But I do know a kid named Pat. I don't know his last name. And it was Pat, like the kid that was the freshman was Zach that same year.
That played with us?
That I think he played the year before you played. He came in the same time Zach Green came in.
I don't remember.
Well, he's definitely like he went to Ohio State with us that year. I think before you went. I don't think you came that first year.
No, I didn't know. I didn't play that first year.
Yeah. So he was on the team and I was like, "That's so funny. I know Pat." And then he like FaceTimed Pat while we were sitting out there drunk. And it was pretty funny that like I was sitting there in the video. But that was just like small world moment. You'd know Pat if you saw him. He definitely played out there. I don't think he played that next year, but he definitely you'd know him if you saw him. But he like knew Zach. I don't know if he's any good or not. I haven't seen him actually play basketball, but he says he is. But so does everybody.
So does everyone.
And then today, man, yesterday and today, watched some football. Um, I made
Oh,
some
I know this guy.
nachos. Yeah,
Yeah, he was pretty good.
yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, um, I don't like I said, I don't think he played that next year.
Yeah, he didn't play with me.
Yeah, but small world.
Yeah, that's random.
I made some nachos to watch football today. Cut up some jalapenos from the garden, and they were spicy.
I fucking hate football.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that. Don't talk about your jumping off a bridge quite yet.
It's not fair.
All right, but athlete segment. So you are the guesser this time. I have an athlete. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, send it.
Jordan Love.
No.
Football?
Yep.
Skill player?
Yep.
Quarterback?
Nope.
Receiver?
Yes.
Current?
Nope.
White guy? Black guy?
Black guy.
NFC or AFC?
Both primarily NFC. AFC towards the end of his career.
AFC towards the end of his career. NFC South?
Yes.
Steve Smith.
Yes. Nice. Nice. So yeah, ice up, son.
Steve Smith. That was a violent man.
He was a violent man. That's my favorite player of all time, Steve Smith.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I mean, he's the reason I think I ended up liking football so much. Um, just always freaking always made a play when it needed to happen. Him and Delhomme were elite back in the day.
Greg.
Greg.
Old Greg Dillon. Jake Dillon.
All right.
I got Greg. I got Greg the leg on my mind. Fucking piece of shit.
That's brutal. But yep, good old Steve Smith. So that is our athlete for the week.
Nice. I got down to that one pretty quick, I think.
You did. I think NFC South definitely helped you. I'm surprised you just went straight with the guess versus narrowing it down a little bit more.
Well, you said NFC and then he finished with AFC. So once I
Obviously
knew
Ravens, yeah.
once I knew it was NFC South, I figured Steve Smith Ravens.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still sad. Still sad that he Carolina kind of did him dirty. Because he deserved to retire there. I don't care how old he's getting. That certain people, they did the same thing with Julius Peppers. Sent him off to Green Bay. Certain people, like, they deserve to finish their career.
I thought Julius came back and finished with the Panthers.
He did. He ultimately came back and finished with the Panthers, but they kind of were like, "Hey, we're not gonna re-sign you because we don't think you have much time left in the league." And he went to the Packers, was a pretty productive player, um, and then ended up coming back, I think, primarily to retire.
Checks out.
Yeah, checks out. All right, moving into football. Yesterday was a tough day for me. UNC crumbled. We were playing Duke. We've had some quarterback woes. Right now we have Jacoby Criswell starting, who played for Carolina for a while, lost the job to Drake May, transferred away, and then transferred back this year. He was the third string quarterback to start the year. We had that dude from LSU break his leg the first game. Then we started Connor Harrell, and he's primarily a runner, and things didn't really work out. And then Criswell came in, played pretty well. But there's just the offense hasn't really meshed. We were up 20-0 going into the end of the third, and then we let Duke score 21 unanswered, and we lost. So that was pretty bad. Pretty tough to watch.
Yeah, I'm sure that is, especially after that fucking game last week.
Yeah. And like it was a good bounce back. We were playing great in the first half. Scored 20 pretty quick, and then we kind of coasted. I think we were trying to just like milk the clock and run the game out versus still trying to be aggressive on offense. And that happens. Kind of the same thing that happened to Alabama. That Bama versus Georgia game was crazy. Bama was up 28-0. I ended up turning the game off at 30-15, like towards the end of the third quarter, and woke up to all these highlights of Georgia coming screaming back. And then Alabama ultimately won, but what a game.
That one kid that catch at the end of the game to win them the game is nuts. That he's like 17.
Yeah, Ryan Williams, 17 years old. Um,
That that's annoying.
Super annoying because, my thing is he must have a good camp around him because he graduated early. So he forewent his senior year of high school, ended up coming to college early. So he obviously had to graduate high school. So you think like whether it was his parents or like role models in the beginning were like, hey, you're good enough that, we might be able to get you an extra class or so your freshman, sophomore year and graduate early if we decide to do this thing. And sure enough, he's 17 years old on the biggest stage in sports right now. This Georgia Alabama is the biggest stage in college football. Like there's no question about that. Biggest stage, and he's 17 and he is absolutely killing. Um, he had eye black on, and his eye black, he wrote on it and said "kill everybody," which I thought was
Oh,
great.
that was him.
Yeah, that was him. And he did. He killed everybody. And then last night after the game, he changed his Instagram profile picture to a picture of Michael Vick
Oh my God.
because he'd be killing them dogs.
What a maniac.
What an absolute maniac.
That that catch was the end one where he had to come back to the ball and then put the juke moves on and then just put the burners on. That's like one of the best plays I've ever seen.
Yeah. It shows you how fast he is because those guys were right next to him. Puts his foot in the ground like on the juke move and then just outruns, two very high level SEC defensive backs, which is not easy to do.
Easily.
Yeah, easily. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's a freak.
Freak for sure. I think Syracuse actually won this week, did they not?
Yeah, we played Holy Cross and they're 1-3 coming into the game and we're 2-1. And we just beat the brakes off of them 14 42 to 14. Kyle McCord had another good game, 385 yards, 4 touchdowns. But
Yeah.
they're just not, that's one of those games you have to win and you have to have a dominant performance.
Yeah, it's nice when your team beats the teams they're supposed to beat handedly and not let them score 70 points on you.
Yeah, God, dude. JMU's a basketball school.
They're
And
not a good
and
school
not
for
a good and
anything.
not a good one.
Yeah, that was brutal, and I'm still living through that. I really wish we would have got like, because no matter how bad the season was or ended, like as long as we would have beaten Duke, it would have been all right. And then we lose to Duke the next week, adding insult to injury.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That really is a tough one. I want to give a shout out to my new favorite player on the Syracuse defense. His name is King Joseph Edwards. 3 sacks last game.
Nice. I read something somewhere that there's certain names that you're not allowed to name your children, and King is one of them. So I wonder if, like,
His first name is King Joseph, like it's one word.
so maybe it was a loophole.
Also, that should, I mean, they say that, but no one's ever going to enforce that and be like, you can't name your kid this.
Right. There's certain, I think, like, God is one of them, Messiah, King,
I've
certain
I've
things like
I've
that.
definitely heard people named Messiah before.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, I just report the news. All right.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
Yeah, well, moving on to NFL. Good NFL Sunday so far, I'd say.
Shut the
I don't,
fuck up.
I was about to say, I don't know about for you. Um, Panthers played the Bengals. We just finished the 1 o'clock games. Um, Panthers lost to the Bengals. Bengals have been playing bad. They were 0-3 to start. This was basically a must win for them. And I wasn't really expecting the Panthers to win. Truthfully, I don't want them to win, right? Like I don't want them to go winless, which they won last week. So I think we're good there. Um, but I want draft picks. We're not going to win the freaking NFC South. So let's play good and let's show some promise and build our young players. But um, Andy Dalton, maybe Bryce Young was the problem because he comes in,
Yeah.
we're throwing the ball downfield. He played great last week. I think he was like threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, which I think he was the first quarterback this season to do,
Yeah,
um,
which is nuts. But
which is nuts, especially coming from, oh, the Panthers are so dysfunctional and this and that. They can't move the ball downfield. And then he just does that. I think it's because he truthfully just doesn't care. Like he doesn't care if he throws an interception. He knows that, he's not really even supposed to be a starter. He's not trying to be a starting quarterback anywhere. He just is out there having a good time and slinging that thing around. The Red Rocket is slinging the ball.
yeah, I mean, well, he's veteran. He's been in the league for a long time. He
Yeah,
knows how
but he
to
looks
do it.
good out there, man. He looks good. Like we competed with the Bengals today. Um, and we had some key people out on defense. Derek Brown, Shy Tuttle were both out, and we played okay. We really did.
He um he got me something like 20 20, yeah, he got me 20 fantasy points today, Andy Dalton.
Andy
So,
Dalton, you picked him up?
well, I had Tua and then I picked up Skylar Thompson and he's just objectively not that good.
Yeah.
He's an athlete, but he's not a good fantasy player. And I don't even think he's playing anymore. I think Tim Boyle is going to be starting today, so I had to drop him. So I picked up Andy Dalton.
Yeah. I mean, he played well. Did you start Andy Dalton?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I mean, 20 fantasy points. This year has been tough for fantasy quarterbacks so far. Nobody is really performing at like a super high level. Um, and it's frustrating. Um,
I've made the egregious mistake of not starting Justin Fields 2 weeks in a row,
hmm
and
Which
he
I
got
mean,
34 today
he
on my
got
bench.
34 today. Dang. Um, but before we jump into fantasy too much, let's talk about those Jets.
I hate those motherfuckers, dude. I hate everybody on that team. I hate the coaching staff. Everybody. I hate the weather. I hate Aaron Rodgers. It was really just it just was a boring ass game.
Yeah,
Couldn't get anything going. Brees Hall had 10 attempts for 4 yards.
I don't get that, to be honest.
It doesn't make sense. He's an Also, why is he only getting 10 touches? Rodgers threw the ball 42 times in the rain.
Yeah, because I started Rodgers. Because I don't, my quarterback situation is not that great, but I saw that it was raining and I was thinking like maybe I shouldn't. But I didn't really have any good options. Why? Yeah, why? Why was, I guess because they couldn't run the ball and they just decided to abandon it. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, the Broncos defense played great.
Yeah,
I mean, all the credit to them. And they were stifling the run. But you have a guy like Brees Hall,
yeah.
you just keep giving it to him. And Braylon Allen did okay. I mean, he had 8 rushes for 34 yards, 4 yards a carry. Not bad, but we took him out. We took out Hall, put in Allen, and Allen's not the same type of threat that Brees Hall is in the passing game. So
Yeah, I
it,
mean, truthfully, I thought the Jets were gonna it was gonna be a low scoring game, but I thought that you guys were gonna roll a little bit on the Broncos.
we should have. We beat the fuck out of them with Zach Wilson. I mean, granted, different years, different teams, but
Yeah.
Brees Hall has averaged 100 and like 130 yards a game against the Broncos in his career,
Yeah,
and he had 4 fucking yards.
that's tough. That's a tough one. Um, but fantasy.
No, I'm not done.
All right.
Fuck, fuck, fuck everybody because Will Lutz, the Broncos kicker, missed a 50-yard field goal that gave us a chance. We're down 10-9. Huge pass interference call. Puts it at a 54-yard field goal for us. We can only get 4 yards in a minute. We get 4 yards. Greg Zerline has a kick, 50-yard field goal. Granted, he can make that, but it's fucking rainy, windy conditions. We can only get the guy 4 yards. We're not putting him in a position for success.
Yeah.
And I have to fucking all week deal with this bullshit. Everybody who sees me is gonna be like, hey man, damn Jets. 15 years I've been dealing with this. And I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. I mean, it's going to be hard to go far into the later season when you can't beat the Broncos.
It's just it's like it's Rodgers' first year essentially, because
Yeah.
and he got fucking hurt.
Hmm.
So who knows? With at least we have Tyrod, so we have a guy back there who can play.
True. Tyrod's getting old though.
We only have 2 quarterbacks on our roster.
Yeah.
The FSU kid is uh on the pup list, so
Yeah.
we might be fucked.
Yeah, you might be. Hopefully Rodgers comes back because, he is my fantasy quarterback right now, which sucks for me. But um,
Yeah.
I have Derek Carr too, who didn't play great today. I am winning. I'm definitely going to win, I think, one of my money league, which is the important one. I'm going to lose my work league. Um, I had a big oopsie in my work league. Big oopsie. I I'm looking at tight ends, right? Because I don't have the greatest tight ends. I got Isaiah Likely, kind of buffed on drafting tight ends. I got Isaiah Likely, and I was like, he's been playing like crap. Um, let me pick up Mike Gesicki from the Bengals and kind of see what he's gonna do. Not really paying attention while I do it. Accidentally dropped Derrick Henry.
Oh
Yeah,
my fucking God.
yeah. So Derrick Henry is on waivers right now, and I just have
I'm I'm hitting up uh I'm hitting up my league commissioner and throwing an absolute fit.
yeah, but I mean it's you can't do that, man. You fucked up. You gotta accept defeat sometimes. So basically, I'm like second on waivers, so I have a decent chance of getting him back. Um,
There is no fucking chance you get that guy.
yeah, I know. I just have to
Unless
hope
unless the
that
people in your league don't pay attention, which is possible.
they kind of do. It's like half and half. So I gotta just hope that the person that has the first waiver is just not paying attention till like Thursday.
God, that's so bad.
Dude,
That's
I
terrible.
was so frustrated. I like did it and I like threw my phone. I didn't like throw it, but I just like tossed it away and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. I cannot believe I just did that.
I would have thrown that motherfucker through the TV.
What an idiot.
That is unbelievable.
Just so
That's
stupid.
shit like I can't mentally handle. I can barely handle normal shit that's annoying. I could not handle that, dude.
I was just like, God, what an idiot. Just attention to the
For
detail.
for Mike Gesicki.
Mike Gesicki, who got negative 0.04 points today.
Jesus Christ, dude, that's so bad. I really feel like that's making me like nervous right now.
I know. And but I mean like, I fucked up. Fucked up. And then I had to go pick up another freaking running back because I was like, fuck. Because he's my starting running back, obviously.
That's tough, bro. That really is tough.
Yeah, it really sucks. But it is what it is, man. Um, gotta roll with the punches, I guess.
I guess, dude, that would be the end of my fucking year.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just deleting the app because we play on like a weird app, like it's called Fantasy. I don't know if you've ever. Oh, it's called Sleeper. Excuse me.
I plan on sleep that we transitioned to sleeper this year.
It's a cool app, but it's different. And is yours set up like I can only have four people on my bench.
No, that's just your league.
Yeah, I guess they did it like that. But yeah, I can only have four people on my bench, which is pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. Um, like navigating who I put in and who I don't put in, or who I can drop and not drop is tough because usually you have like what, seven people on your bench.
I have 12 people on my bench. We
Yeah,
have a
it's a lot of
huge league. We have a huge league.
which I like. I think you should have, a lot of people on your bench, and that way you can kind of stack people and hold them. Um,
How
like
many teams is your league? Like
it's
we're
12,
10 and you well, it might have to be like that with 12.
maybe.
Like well, I understand less bench options, but
Definitely
still.
less options, but you should still be able to have so many people. But yeah, every
Yeah.
team only has four people on their bench. And it's a 12 team league, so pickings are slim anyway. Um,
George Pickens, if you will.
George Pickens are slim. Um, but it is what it is. I just gotta I just gotta hope I can pick them up when waivers clear.
Dude, does anybody in your league listen to the pod?
No, probably not.
You got terrible friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking all right in both of my leagues.
Yeah.
Um, Jalen Hurts, kind of a pedestrian day. They got the shit kicked out of him by the Bucks.
Yeah, I didn't watch that game, but Bucks look decent.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised they didn't play good against the Broncos last. Maybe the Broncos are serious though. Their defense
Maybe.
is legit. The Broncos
Their
defense is
defense
legit.
is good. Their
I
defense is good.
I know I've said that Sauce is the best corner in the league.
Hmm.
Uh, it might be Pat Surtain
Pat
too.
Surtain is nasty. Um, Falcons beat the Saints, which I was surprised about. The NFC South doesn't look as bad as I thought they were going to be. Really, Tampa Bay, not bad. Saints, really not bad. Falcons don't seem that bad. Panthers are dog shit, but could be worse.
Yeah, and another guy that NFC South, fucking Taysom Hill
Yeah,
on my bench. I was bouncing around him or Sam Laporta because Sam Laporta has been, pretty run of the mill first 3 years as far as fantasy, first 3 games as far as fantasy is concerned.
right.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna get fucked by Taysom Hill. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Taysom Hill is one of those. It's like you don't even know if he's going to play.
Yeah.
Um, he very well could be heavily involved in the offense, like he was today, or he could just like not play at all. So like he's tough to start.
It's interesting too because he only had I think he might have got hurt because he only had 6 carries.
Yeah, I mean they put him in very strategic times. Most of the time he's in at quarterback, so like I don't really understand why he's able to be a tight end. Um, but whatever. I mean, um, he's definitely an asset to have, especially if you can just hold him on your bench like that.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I wish the Saints would just come out and say we're gonna play him this amount of snaps today.
Yeah, of course, us fantasy owners would love that. But
That's the beauty of having him on your team in real life, though. You have to game plan for him,
right,
and then they might just not even fucking use him.
right, very true. That's tough, man. That's tough. So definitely a mediocre fantasy season to start. I'm playing good in my money league, which, like I said, is the one that matters. Pretty good game today from everybody. I picked up San Francisco's defense against the Patriots, and I think they just started and they got 22 points right now. Touchdown, interception, and a fumble recovery, which is sick.
That's pretty early to have that much.
Yeah, and I mean, given it's 0 points allowed, so they have the extra points right now. But I mean, it's the second quarter and they already have a touchdown, interception, and a fumble recovery. So pretty good day to start.
Yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad. The Jets got me 7 points today. It was one of those fucking games, man.
Yeah, I hear that. All right, well, you want to pop into a little commercial break before we keep going?
Yes, sir. The Jets are a fucking terrible organization, and I hate everything about them. But at least I'm not a Panthers fan.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Sammy and Marissa's Husbands. It is true. If you were a Panthers fan, it probably wouldn't be as bad because you knew they were going to suck. You at least had some hope with the Jets, I think, which makes things worse. How do you think Wes is doing now that he's a new Jets fan?
This week he's okay because he's didn't watch the game because he's on the cruise ship. So
True.
he's having fun. He didn't have to suffer through that fucking dreadful game. Um, guys who have been in the muck, putting the time, me, Kyle, Ed, we don't feel great today.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Let's move into baseball a bit. So Mets, from my understanding, are playing pretty bad right now. However, they have a chance to still clinch a playoff spot if they get a win and the Diamondbacks lose, from my understanding.
Yeah, we clinch today if we win and the D-backs lose. We were up until a couple of weeks ago the best team in baseball after the All-Star break. But it's been a tried and true New York Mets tradition to absolutely fucking crumble at the end of the year. Right now, we're up 5-0 on the Brewers in the bottom of the seventh. So if we win today and the Diamondbacks win today, we have to at least split the doubleheader tomorrow.
And
Which,
that's against the Braves, correct?
yeah, which is such a fucking stupid ass scenario that we have to be in because like you can push the playoffs back a fucking day. Playoffs start Tuesday. We
I
gotta we
thought it
gotta
was a little weird that they had that doubleheader.
I mean, I'm pretty. It's because of the hurricane that
Mhm.
games got moved, but it's not like you have to do it a certain way. You can say we have. Oh, a huge hurricane came through. We have to push the dates back.
Yeah.
But then I understand why are you going to penalize the other teams?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure those other teams wouldn't mind just a couple extra days off.
Yeah, I don't fucking get it. Well,
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
also it comes down to the MLB having the worst commissioner in sports, in my
that
opinion.
the scheduling and the TV schedules, I mean, that stuff does play a factor.
And it looks like the Diamondbacks are going to win today. They're up 8-2 on the Padres, bottom of the seventh.
Interesting. So it
Which
looks like
fuck
that.
which fuck the Padres. They need to win that game. They're a much better team.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But Ohtani is playing for the Triple Crown right now. I think his average was 310 on the year, and the guy in front of him in batting average is 314. So if he goes absolutely nuts, like 4 for 4, and maybe bumps that average up, he could potentially get the Triple Crown on top of his already just insanely historic season so far.
First, it would be the first National League Triple Crown in 87 years.
That's nuts, man.
Um, yeah, I mean he's very close.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I truthfully don't know. I mean, this whole thing with him hitting home runs, I get. I don't get stealing bases. I don't understand. He's not fast. He doesn't look like he gets exceptional jumps on the ball. I don't know how he keeps stealing bases.
I have no idea. He he's a fucking DH.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not fast.
DHs don't move like that.
I mean, he's a good athlete, but he's not like a burner on the base paths. Like he's just not.
He is 6'4", so long arms, right? That's even more impressive. He's 6'4", 210, and he stole 50 bases.
He's a
That's
big
that's
dude.
not that's not what base stealers are.
No, no, it's not. Um,
He must just have insane instincts.
he's got good instincts. And I think a lot of the stolen bases have been like wild pitches and stuff. I've seen a lot of them have been that, but still not 50 some worth wild pitches for him to get those stolen bases.
No.
Um, I've seen a couple times where he is his beat, right? The ball comes in, he's beat, but he just slides so well that he like finds those little openings. And he gets in there safe. It's crazy.
It truthfully makes no fucking sense.
Makes no sense, but it is historic. I mean, he may be the best baseball player of all time. You just honestly just taking pitching out of it.
He's still not as good as Barry Bonds.
No, he's not, but
There's never going to be a hitter that's as good as Barry Bonds.
yeah, but you and then you so not as good of a hitter as Barry Bonds, right? That's definitely fair. Will there ever be anybody that's as good of a hitter as Barry Bonds? I don't think so. Um, but then like he comes and he's the Cy Young Award winner on the mound.
No, listen, that is the craziest shit. That's so tough because it's like, okay, both exceptional hitters. Barry Bonds is the best hitter of all time, in my opinion. Barry Bonds also an 8-time Gold Glove outfielder,
Right. Great position player.
but Barry Bonds can't fucking pitch.
No.
So does it come down to who's the better out? Who is the like Barry Bonds being a pitcher or Shohei playing the outfield, which he has done in the past a little bit. They used to mix him in the outfield. And does that determine who the better player is? I'm still on Barry Bonds right now, better player.
Yeah, I mean Ohtani has a lot of career left for him to get that title.
Ohtani is the most unique player I've ever seen.
Gotta be.
Like once he gets that Like he gets the Tommy. He's gotten the Tommy John,
Major.
Tommy John. When he starts pitching again, if he comes back and he's as dominant as he was, that's the type of shit they were doing in the 1800s when they didn't know how to play baseball right.
Yeah, man.
It
Just put your best
it's
player out there and let him pitch.
He's unreal.
Yeah, it really is.
And it makes even more sense that his translator took the fall for the gambling stuff because Shohei 100% was doing the gambling.
Probably so.
100%. But it makes sense. You got to have a patsy in that situation if you're going to be a 50-50 guy. He's got 54 home runs, 58 stolen bases. He legitimately, there is a chance he could have 60 home runs, 60 stolen bases in a season.
Yeah, that's absurd. I don't
It
know
doesn't
how
it
you
doesn't even
feel. Like,
sound
I
real.
get the home runs. I don't get the stolen bases.
Like the 40-40 guys like Jose Canseco.
Yeah,
That guy was juiced to the fucking gills when he was doing that shit.
he was.
And Shohei doesn't. It's not. He doesn't even look like a fucking. I mean, he's a big dude, but like, it's crazy. And his swing is weird. I think
Yeah, those lefties, man. The lefties do everything better.
it's it's honestly amazing to watch.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it is very cool. I think people are taking it for granted because a lot of people don't watch baseball on TV. Um, but like, just, dude, it's actually we're watching history.
The Mets were one of those teams who I don't know if we ever had a real shot, but they were like one of the five teams that were trying to get him. I would have paid that guy $700 million to come play for the Mets if I was a billionaire.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to give them it literally anything. You give them anything.
The Angels are the dumbest organization in baseball for fucking up him and Mike Trout.
Yeah, they couldn't win. I'll give them that. They could not win. I don't know how they couldn't, but
I feel like you almost have to try to not win with those two guys.
yeah, you do. You really do. That's tough, dude. Um, but moving into basketball a little bit, not tons to talk about, but something I do want to talk about that I don't know if I got NBA centled or not. And we're gonna find out. But Woj stepped down from his analyst stuff, correct?
Yeah, that's
And
real.
yeah, that's real. But him taking a job at St. Bonaventure,
Yeah, GM.
GM at St. Bonaventure, which I think is interesting, which I understand why you need a GM now, especially with all this NIL stuff.
Yeah, but I thought that was strange too because you don't hear about a GM for a college team.
Yeah, so I think teams are moving to that with all this money that's going around. So that doesn't surprise me that teams are having GMs now. However, him going to St. Bonaventure is interesting. Like he could have took a job at any organization in whatever level of basketball he wanted to, whether it be NBA, whether it be G League, college, and any organization in college. Uh, so I'm just interested in the St. Bonaventure thing.
He must have ties to the organization somehow. Organization, excuse me, college.
I guess what is he gonna do there?
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Because I
definitely
mean,
something to keep an eye out for.
obviously he's got, ears and connections everywhere
Yeah,
to be able to get all these scoops and shit. But does a guy like Woj have any pull to get people to that college? I
yeah,
don't think
that's
so.
kind of what I was thinking of. Sure, he knows everything that's going to happen before it happens, but does that make you get those top level recruits? I don't know. We're gonna find out, I guess.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We're gonna
I,
find
I
out, I
thought
guess.
I did think that was interesting.
And then big trade, Cat to New York for Randall and some others.
Talk about out of the fucking blue.
That was definitely out of the blue.
And
Um,
I think both organizations did both of those guys dirty, the amount that they sacrificed for those teams. Julius Randle just donated like $3 million to feed hungry children in New York City. And he's having to thank the team at like the uh, opening ceremony of whatever the fuck he was doing because he just got traded to Minnesota.
Yeah, what if he was out there in like the press conference for that fundraiser or whatever it is, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take this money back."
Yeah, I'm a fuck with you.
Um, I haven't been the biggest fan of Cat. I think he's a little soft. However, I think that's gonna put a lot of pressure on Randall to come in and be a big time scorer, because we all know Edwards is a killer, but without Cat, I think that makes it a little bit more tough for him. Because there was times in the playoffs where it was like Ant couldn't get a bucket and you had to defer to Cat. Can Randall be that dude? I don't know.
It. I don't know why they broke up that team when you just went to the Western Conference Finals.
From my understanding, it was that they weren't going to be able to pay all those role players like the Nas Reeds of the world.
Okay, Nasri isn't fucking Cat.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just telling you
I
what
li-
I saw.
I like Nas Reed. He's great on that team.
Yeah,
But if you're keeping Cat or Nas Reed, you keep Cat.
yeah, I agree.
You go out there and you get fucking who's the kid that played at Carolina that was athletic, left school too early, I thought. Maybe 6 years ago.
Oof.
Oh God. Dark skin.
Nas, was he a Nas as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nasir Little.
yeah, little, yeah.
Yeah, you go grab him. He can do what Nasri does.
Yeah, I think Nas Reed thrived in that role. And I think he's a little bit better of a scorer than a Nas Little is. I think Nas Little is more of a defender and a rebounder. Nas Reed could put the ball in the basket a little bit more.
He's definitely had big uptick in his skill level the past couple years.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's a big part of that team and he's a big part of the run, 100%. But I think Cat was definitely more of a part of that run. I mean, I don't know why they didn't get rid of Gobert. Get rid of Gobert. Gobert sucks.
We got to stop shitting on Gobert. It's been about 20 episodes since we talked shit about him, but
Gobert's terrible.
and that's another thing. They went out and got Gobert. Cat took a reduced role,
Yeah,
and then you're going to reward him with that.
I don't know, but I think for the
He's
Knicks,
he. I think he's going to a better situation.
who?
Like as far as Cat going to New York or Randall coming to Minnesota, it's better for Cat.
Oh,
Uh,
100%. I think Cat has a chance to, really do well in New York. They got a good little squad. Um,
I don't love them giving up DiVincenzo either, but it seemed like from what I've heard, he was going to have to take a reduced role because of Mikal Bridges. So,
I think Bridges is a significantly better player than DiVincenzo is.
oh, for sure. But DiVincenzo made that team go at times. I mean,
He did.
he was. I like DiVincenzo.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it was
White
cool
Dante
that
is legit.
I think it was cool that they all had like the Villanova background.
And
Him,
they, and then
Brunson,
they don't even get
DiVincenzo,
to play
Hart,
together.
and now they don't get to play together. They made such a big deal about that, and then they broke it up.
There was also another guy last year who played with them for a little bit, Villanova guy, Ryan Arcidiacono.
Hmm.
But I don't even think he's in the league anymore.
I don't know, man. Weird times. Weird times. I think New York's going to be decent.
I was talking to my Uncle John about that, and he said this is the most excited he's been about a basketball season since before I was born.
Jeez. I mean,
I do,
rightfully so.
yeah. I mean, Jalen Brunson, dog. But anyway, let me circle back to Woj.
Hmm.
I'm on St. Bonaventure's website, and in his role, he's the first ever general manager. In his role as general manager, Woj will serve the coaching staff in managing a wide range of responsibilities, including NIL opportunities and as a liaison with collectives, transfer portal management, recruit, family and player relationships, professional player programs, and program fundraising.
Yeah. I mean,
Woj
I don't know if I'd,
graduated from there in 91
I guess there's the connection. Um,
and has been a benefactor since 92. So he's been giving money to the school.
yeah. I don't really see him as the type of guy you send to a living room and have him talk to a recruit's parents. Um, doesn't really seem like that kind of guy. but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's definitely got experience in talking to players and shit. So
Yeah, no doubt.
maybe he's well suited to handle that NIL landscape.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, he's always known something that we didn't. Maybe he does
Facts.
now.
Facts.
All right, so random questions. You ready?
You know what it is.
All right. So we talked about decorating for fall. Now, when is too early to decorate for Christmas?
Too early before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving, too early?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and the missus are talking. She's talking about Christmas and when she's going to decorate and all this stuff. Which,
It's not even Halloween.
well, right. We're not. She's not doing it right now.
Okay.
But she does have a little bit of um whatever to fight on because we're normally gone for like the 2 weeks of Christmas. So we really don't get to like enjoy the Christmas decorations. So she's saying that she wants to do it a little bit earlier this year. And I don't really have too much of a say in the decorations. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Because like, why? Why would I care that much? You know what I mean? I just don't want a Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, definitely not before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm cool if you want to put some stuff up, get the lights up, whatever. Christmas trees is where I got to draw the line.
That's where you draw the line. Christmas tree.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I, for me, lights is too early.
Yeah.
And if you want to put up little like knickknacks, like a little like snowman or some shit,
Yeah.
a little
But
figurine.
but you're there for the 2 weeks of Christmas. Like we're not here.
That's true. Yeah. So you're always not at home.
So like yeah, she puts up the decorations, the weekend after Thanksgiving or whatever, and then we leave 2 weeks later.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I
A
don't
little
know,
bit different of a scenario.
a little bit different of scenario, but I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that. I think normally I'm in the boat of after Thanksgiving for sure.
Yeah, hard line for me right there.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to be a question based on your knowledge of me. Do you remember my jersey number for basketball and football in high school?
14 for basketball, and I want to say 45 for football.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a good friend.
Well done. Well done.
Well done.
10 and 81.
10 and 81, correct. What about baseball?
Ooh, 5.
No,
Ooh, man. See, basketball and football are easy. We did those things together.
correct. Yeah. Shows how much of a supporter you were.
I came to some baseball games, all right?
All right, what about Corey? What was Corey? Yeah, you're a horrible friend.
Tell me. Tell me.
I was 6.
Oh, I would have never got that. I was close though with 5.
I was 6, and I think Corey was 12.
Yeah, I would have never ever got 6.
I think Corey was 12. I think he did wear like 32 for a moment. Maybe that was JV or something.
I was thinking number in the 30s for
Yeah, I
Corey.
think maybe in JV he wore a bigger number, but for some reason I think he wore 12
Oh, what was my JV in middle school number?
for basketball
Yeah.
in middle school. JV in middle school didn't exist. Was this a trick question?
Hmm?
I said
Oh, the,
JV
the
in middle
the
school.
JV and middle school. I wore the
Oh,
same number.
JV and middle school.
Yeah, I wore the same number.
I don't know. I wasn't much on the JV scene, if you
Not
remember.
Yeah, not because you were too good to play JV. I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, I boycotted all the JV games because my friends were absolutely the worst.
Hmm. I got mine as the next year, bro. Nick
Yeah,
still hasn't got his, but I got mine.
yeah. I don't know. 33?
50.
I should have known that.
Yeah.
I should have known that. They gave you that because they knew the weight was coming back. So they needed you to grow, they needed you to grow into the jersey.
Oh my God. That's fucked.
All right, so next question. Who is going to be the second place team on all the events in the mountain trip?
If it happens.
Well, as of right now, I think we're good to go. But we'll just plan
But
for it.
I just want to come out and say if that gets canceled, I have the time off, so I'm doing something.
Yeah, I would agree. We definitely do something. And I'd say, if the thing about it getting canceled is if it gets canceled, we won't get our money back unless they cancel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like if we are just like, oh, we don't really want to go, that's gonna be on us and we're gonna have to eat that money, which would really suck. Um,
There's a 0% chance of it happening for me.
yeah. So unless we like physically cannot get there, or there
Yeah.
is an impending like bad hurricane that's planning to come back through that area, then
Yeah.
I'd say we just gotta send it.
I agree.
So with that, your knowledge of who is going to team up and be on teams. We don't have to make the teams right now. People can shuffle. I mean, I understand, shuffling teams in order to try and beat the best. Um, but who do you think is going to be that second place team?
If the teams are aligned that the way that I think they will be with me and you, Corey and Chris, Drew and Wes, that would force Mike and Kevin to be together.
Well, Drew is not attending.
Oh, that's a good point. Forgot about that.
So I could see it almost being I don't so like you guys do stuff all the time and I'm not usually there. I could see Mike and Chris teaming up. No, 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 excuse me. Wes and Chris teaming up and Corey and Mike teaming up. Or, Wes and Mike since they've been practicing their skee ball.
Yeah, Corey and Chris will definitely be partners because they're partners.
Okay, yeah, they're partners in real life.
Yeah. And then me and Corey were partners when you were gone and Chris lived in New York. Chris came back, but Corey took back his original partner. And it's hurt him because Chris is not the same caliber of player that I am in those type of games. Just back.
Yeah. Sometimes
Um,
loyalty hurts you.
yeah, and in this case, it's hurt Corey tremendously. Me and Kevin have played together a lot as of late, and but he'll suffer from the same thing. I'll go back to my original partner. That'll just be the way it is. But we have an odd number of people.
We do. And I would imagine that not everybody is going to want to play everything at the time. And it's not like we're not going there just to play games, but there will be games that are obviously
Who isn't? Literally the only reason I'm going.
fair.
Dominance.
So you thinking Corey and Chris are the reigning number twos?
I was gonna put it as Wes and Drew, but that was really only a spite thing, not a talent thing. Just because, so it will probably will be Corey and. But Mike's a dark horse.
Mike is
If
a
you
dark horse.
you get Mike and Kevin on the same team, who knows what happens?
That's true.
Mike and Wes as a team, they'll argue too much. They'll beat themselves.
That is true. That's very true.
Wes and Kevin, both of them are complementary players. So they won't have enough. They won't have enough firepower.
So what you're saying is Wes isn't the star of the show.
No, he knows that. I know that. Drew knows that.
I think when Wes and Drew play together and they're playing a little beer pong and both of them are struggling and they each give each other the side eye like it's the other one's fault.
Oh, like when Wes goes, "Come on, pick it up."
Yeah. Or Drew would just like look at us, give us one of these.
Wes doesn't know that he does that, so you're kind of getting a little inside baseball right here.
Oh, fuck, Wes needs to have some situational awareness though. But Mike won't do that. Mike will just tell Wes he's fucking sucking.
That's why they won't work. That's why they don't work. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay. All right. It's established. Second place teams.
Yeah, I mean, none of it matters. When it comes down to it, we're not giving out awards for second place.
Yeah, you just have to live with that fact until the next year's friend trip and try again next year. Maybe we'll get a try again next year trophy.
Give that to the worst team.
No, the second place.
Okay.
Just consensus second place.
Heard. All right. For my random question, what is the most expensive repair that you've done on a car?
Um, I've had, I don't know, the Jeep had a lot of problems, but I'd say the most expensive repair was probably I had to replace the sway bars um, at one point, which was not like affecting the actual function of the vehicle too much. Um, like I could still drive it from point A to point B, but it was causing some significant issues, and it was a little expensive. I think it was like 400 bucks. Nothing too crazy. It was expensive though.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's about to be a $5,000 repair on my Honda CRV.
Damn, what is it?
It's literally, it's something that you can get for $170 as a used part,
Hmm.
but they're super unreliable. I've had the same issue with my Veracruz, which is
Hmm.
why I bought a new car because I wasn't going to put that money into this car. But Marissa's car, other than that issue, it's a good car though. It's a Honda, so it might last for 10 more years.
Hmm.
That being said, it's expensive as fuck. It's just the part. It's not even the labor. The part is $4,100
Dang.
new. And I trust
Wow.
my mechanic, so
Yeah, I mean, if that's the big thing, you trust your mechanic, you know he's not trying to get one over on you, and that's just the way that it is. Um, that's tough, man.
yeah, not great.
Not great at
But
all. But like you said, I mean, Hondas are typically pretty reliable. So if you get the parts in and make it happen, hopefully it'll run for a significant amount of time.
and the thing is, like, you get that unplugged. Like, so I still have the Veracruz. It runs fine. You just don't have ABS. You don't
Yeah.
have the anti-lock brakes. So
Right.
I'm gonna try and sell that for like 3,000 if I could get that. That'd be nice
True.
because I mean, it
True.
doesn't have a lot of miles. It's one issue, and if potentially you could find a used part.
Yeah,
So that's for somebody else to figure out, though. That's not mine.
that's true. Um, all right. So moving into Pat's peeves. My Pat's peeve for the week is when you are cutting up jalapenos and you forget to wash your hands
Oof.
and you rub your eyes and your eyes burn for 3 hours straight, like mine are doing right now.
That is shitty.
Yeah. I ate some nachos. They were good. They were spicy. And then go to wipe the eye, and I'm just like, ouch. But these jalapenos from my garden are spicy, dude. And I even get the seeds out. That's why my fingers are burnt, or got so much stuff on them because I like cut them in half and scoop all the insides out and get all the seeds out, so they're not like crazy hot. But damn, they're still spicy.
That is bad.
Yeah, it sucks.
You ever
Honestly.
done it where you go to take a piss and then your dick
Yep.
starts burning?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
That's not fun either.
yeah, I'm anti that.
Yeah, most of the time I like wash my hands right after. I'm pretty like about it. But football was about to start. I was trying to get these nachos together, and I'm just doing stuff, and I like forgot to go and like wash my hands right after. And yeah, right to the eye. A real stinger.
Yeah, that sucks.
Brutal.
My Pat's peeve is when somebody door dashes something to my house and I don't realize it till the morning after. Like it was for somebody else. It's for somebody
Yeah,
named Mike.
interesting.
And I went out there and there was just Arby's sitting on the porch. And I wish I would have known because I would have got free Arby's.
Yeah, that's tough.
But and
What
I
was it?
might
Did you check?
not some stray dog or something must have, or not stray dog, stray cat must have gotten there because there were like fries all over the patio.
Well, somebody enjoyed it at least.
Yeah. I would have, I would have, I would have fought with some Arby's last night.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal, man. I was trying to find some find some food when I was leaving work when all this like hurricane stuff was happening and everything was shut down. The whole installation was basically shut down. The only thing that was operating was the gates. And I was like, I really could use some Subway. I went to Subway, that was closed. Then I checked Arby's, Arby's was closed. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to freaking, and then I had to go off base into the Subway, which really sucks because the Subway on base has a drive-through, and I can just
Oh.
go to the screen and just type in what I want. It's
I've
nice.
never, wait, it has a drive-through that you can just like, that you don't even have to talk to somebody?
Yeah, no, it's sick. You just you go up, you pull around to the drive-through, and it's a screen, and you create your order on a screen just like you do at a McDonald's sometimes. And then you just pull up to the window, and the dude just takes your card, hand you your sandwich, and you bounce. It's pretty sick.
That's crazy. I've never seen anything like that
No,
before.
me either. That's why I like that Subway because I don't have to go in and then my entire uniform and whatever I bring in there smells like Subway for the next 2 days.
That's a pet peeve of mine, the downtown subway. I don't even, I think it's closed now.
It should be.
Um, Going in there while we were at Cape Fear, sitting in there eating lunch, going back for the rest of the day, open your bag, and then you can just see people looking around like which asshole went to Subway.
Yeah, because you just reek of Subway,
It
you
used to
know,
be so bad.
but so good.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
I'm pro Subway.
yeah, Subway's solid. It really is. Um, but closing comments. Squattober starts Tuesday. There's still time for all of you avid listeners. If you want to get a nice workout program in, just hit me up. We'll do it together. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm starting my training for the half marathon this week. Basketball's over. Finished the year second in the league in scoring for the second year in a row.
Maybe we'll give you the better luck next year trophy.
Yeah, I'm getting it next year. It it just is what it is.
Yeah. Speaking of running, if we want to sign up for the marathon before it goes up again, you have to do it before Tuesday, aka Monday,
Today, tomorrow.
today or
Yeah.
Monday. And I don't know what it goes up to, but it's 95 for the half marathon right now and 110 for the marathon.
Damn, it's already fucking expensive.
Yeah, I think we missed the first one. So if I was you, I would just bite the bullet because it'll probably go up to 110, which is not the worst thing in the world, not the worst jump, but I mean, it's one of those things. For some reason, it's expensive to suffer.
Yeah, I would do it now if I was me.
Yeah. I mean, another thing you could do is the marathon relay, and you just do it with somebody else. That's only $60. And
But you're
technically,
still running the
you're still
half.
running your half. Yeah.
That's interesting.
But you don't finish. And also, you don't get like your time. You know what I mean?
You just get the team time.
You get the team time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I want my own time.
Yeah. I think it's a cool thing. It's expensive, but it's just one of those things.
Yeah, we could do a relay one year though.
I think a
Two of
relay
us.
would be fun. Um, it'd be
Like
really fun.
maybe like even a group one where it's like a 60-mile thing. You get like six people to run 10 miles.
Yeah. No, that would be cool. I did see, I don't know if I talked about this with you. There's a category in most marathon races. I forget what the category is called, but it's like if you weigh over 220 pounds, you get put in this category and you compete in that category. So it's like the heavyweight division. And it'd be the only marathon I'd even have a chance at being close to the top end. Because you're not competing with those dudes that are 5'7", 130 pounds.
You weigh more than 220.
No, but I'm like 205. Like if I really wanted to be 220, I could be 220.
Let me tell you something. After 220, it starts snowballing, babe.
I've been over 220. I just have a little bit of discipline and I can get down.
What the fuck? Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
I'll do that.
I'm just being honest with you.
Just wait. Just wait.
I've been waiting.
June 10th.
Juneteenth?
No, June 10th.
What's June 10th?
Soon the album comes out.
The album?
Yeah, it's a different story for another day.
All right now.
All right. That's all I got.
All right, brother. Well, I'll catch you next time.
All right. Pray for a big effort from the Dolphins defense today.
All right. Sounds good.
Peace.
Peace.